guess I could turn this on. All right, guys, welcome to Blockchain After Hours with your host, me, Pocket Aces, aka Justin Steves, or backwards, I guess I said that. And Hidden, how are you?
Good evening. How's it going over there?
Good. Do I have a little watermark that says camo on my thing now?
You do.
That's annoying. That never happened before. What the hell is it doing to me?
Did you get a new camera?
No, but the app must have updated. It's the camo app that must have updated itself, so it's throwing the watermark in there, I guess, automatically because I don't pay for it because I'm cheap.
Hey, you gotta be cheap nowadays.
Yeah. So we have, I don't know if you guys saw, but we have Crypto Andrew going to come hang with us, which is pretty awesome. So I'm looking forward to him showing up. He's going to be not necessarily late. He told me he was going to be a little bit later. So for now, we'll go over a couple of things. If you guys have any questions you wanted to start with, then please let me know or let us know. And I think Hidden, you said you wanted to maybe go into MEXC for a minute. So maybe we'll do that right off the bat. Yeah. Just while we're waiting for our special guest. I'll try and see if I can find out why watermark's here, but otherwise, yeah. Oh, you're ready. Sorry. There you go. Add display.
No, you're good. You're good.
And I'll make that big because that looks like it's going to be hard to see. We never have dead air. I'm mortified at the dead air that I'm going to have. Ha 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 ha. He made me say his name.
Okay.
He even changed the name to that. Okay. You're welcome, sir. Anything for my people.
Copy the link.
Okay, you go ahead. I'm interrupting. I'm gonna figure out this stupid.
Yeah, no problem. So I was just pulling up Bitcoin today. I got a really nice short. Was up to over 100%, but I put a stop loss at 60%. So off of $10 that MEXC gave me, I made $4.
Nice. Winning.
Nothing big.
Yeah, there's lots of opportunities for the shorts and losses right now with Bitcoin, eh?
Holy God, yeah. We're going to probably see it go down up until the Fed rates announcement.
Yeah.
2 hours prior, you're probably going to see a little pump. But that's what we're seeing right now. I'll put the link in our private tab for Flex Crypto's calls for Telegram.
Okay.
That's what I've been going off of. Is as I'm sure you're aware. Have you joined that Telegram group yet?
I can't remember. Is that the one that we had him on here?
No.
No. Then I have not.
Sending it to you right now.
And it looks like Mortified actually has a real question. So what schools training would you guys suggest for learning trading? We actually did have, if you look back on our Blockchain After Hours, I'll see if I can find it. One of ours, we actually had a gentleman on here who has a Discord, who has a lot of free services when it comes to learning and going through trading. So I definitely would give him a whirl. And just to make it easy, I'm just going to go grab the Blockchain After Hours as opposed to giving you all his links, and then you can find it there later. Do you have any other suggestions? Because you do more of the trading stuff than I do.
Just finding people on YouTube that you can actually sit down and watch like a half-hour video and not feel like you want to claw your eyes out. I actually just got a call to open up a short.
Oh, interesting. So you got it on that site you were talking about?
Yeah.
That's cool.
I was told to go 80x, but I did 70. Oh well.
I guess they're pretty sure if they're going to put that much in there. Cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's only $14 and it's free money at this point. The gentleman who I am listening to, he does lower margin calls with only like 1 to 2% of his total available amount.
Okay.
And then he DCAs in. We were doing the really big, like 50, 60 X's. They were making huge gains. He ended up, actually, you know what? Give me 1 second because I want to show some
you're talking about now. And
screenshots.
yes, I did go and get into his site, but I'm not. I would like to get playing around with that, but I've got to have more time because I find it. The one thing with that is you have to be around to do them.
Well, that's what's nice about MEXC is especially because I'm in the States as well, and it doesn't require a VPN or anything like that. Nice. And the app is very responsive, so it's nice to get in and out. Very intuitive.
Yeah, I might use that one for the gem bots. Actually, I forgot about that one.
I want to try Bing X as well. Out of the two, I like Bing X better. That's another one you don't need a VPN from the States, but it seems like MEXC is starting to get a little bit more traction lately.
Yeah. Cool.
As you can see, I'm already up 6% on that call.
Nice. Good start with your $14.
Yeah.
Good evening, Viral Voodoo. Welcome. And look at this.
Good evening.
Our guest has arrived, so I'll make you a tiny bit smaller.
Yeah. Here, I'll go ahead and do you want me to leave this up or do you want me to just close it out real quick?
We could probably close it out, I guess, because we'll say hi to this guy. I'll move him up a little bit higher.
What up?
Not much. You?
Evening.
I'm a little under the weather, but I'll deal with it.
Oh, sure. That's always fun.
Yeah.
Here's your comment. Look at that. Be on soon. Look at that. You were right.
I'm here. How are you guys doing?
Fantastic. And I see a couple of people from your community in here. A little Dirk action. Thank you for coming.
Dirk, we got P21, Gabo. We know them all.
Yeah, exactly. I know Gabo, of course. Andy and Justin together with Hidden.
Yes.
I know. Our faceless one doesn't get as much attention. He's like that band guy that, like, when on your talk show, the little band guy that plays the music, but nobody knows who he is.
I will be. I'm building a new computer.
Nice.
I just finally got everything situated here with the desk, so I should be on camera next week.
And then we'll see you on camera. Exactly. Cool. I'll move everybody over here. Anyways, welcome, Andy. How are you?
Good. I mean, I've just kind of been keeping up on Discord. It looks like lots of craziness is happening as usual. But
yeah, I saw it a bunch when I went to go and I walked into your feed for 1 second for some reason, and I was like, "Holy crap! Look at all these things," and I didn't have a chance to look at them.
Yeah, another day.
Yeah, exactly. Another day in crypto. And Paul, Discord's keeping me busy. Yeah, I'll say that. One in particular, mostly. But welcome everybody. Obviously, we'll have a little chat with Crypto Andy. But otherwise, if you guys have any questions, please don't hesitate to put them in the comments. And yes, Gabo Hidden is actually from Alchemy Trades. We both kind of mod there. I don't do whole lot in there anymore, but I will be back to doing more stuff in there as soon as the V5 comes out, because I'll have to do some more tutorial videos and that kind of stuff for everybody. So looking forward to that happening. But yeah, other than that, for those that don't know you, I guess, because there is a few people in here that I'm sure are from my side. If you want to introduce yourself, Andy.
Geez. Well, I'm a crypto YouTuber, just like Pocket Aces, although he does a lot more moderating on the side. I'm not crazy enough to do any of that. But I guess I only really jumped into the whole making videos just last year, actually. I think March 11th would have been March 4th or 11th was actually my anniversary for doing all these videos. So it's been a crazy year. Nice. Hopefully things are starting to pick up again, but that's really all.
Nice. Nothing wrong with that. Yeah. But very down to earth, very just real, which is what I love, which is why I wanted to have you on here, and why I'm surprised we hadn't met sooner. But for whatever reason, with the way I went about things, I just didn't find you until I guess a month or two ago. It was
odd. Whenever I made that iBots video, I think was the first time we really chatted, to be honest
Yeah, I
with you.
guess,
So
yeah,
2 months, it looks like.
yeah, perfect. Yeah, and then all of a sudden, yeah, from there, obviously, I grew up quite the appreciation for you and what you do in the space as well, being the honest, open type person you are, which I appreciate.
Yeah,
So
it's
yeah,
tough. I mean, it's really hard to pick and choose in this day and age. You really even like ones or projects or anything in crypto that you feel is confident. Lately, you confidence is almost lost on everything. So it's very hard. But yeah, like you kind of said, I just kind of keep it real. I'm not going to tell everyone any BS. So
yeah, exactly. No, and that's all we can ask for in the space, right? That's all. As at least as people that are out there trying, like, not that I don't like the word influencer. I'm sure you're kind of the same, but as being somebody who's looked at for not advice, but
yeah.
looked at for information, it's hard. So yeah, got some comedians in the group, I guess. I'm so sexy. But wish I could do more out of it. Yeah, yeah, and I think a lot of features are coming for that. So there's lots of things that that's going to do to make alchemy dex trading a lot better. So looking forward to the future of what's going to happen there. So you got a big fan here, Hidden. What's going on? JK.
What's going on,
Andy
Bill?
looking good today. Grr. Need one of those lights to light up your face a bit like this guy. Although when I go like full blast, it gets pretty intense.
Yeah, I need a few more lights in this room. I think the hat's creating a shadow today, but my
Sure,
hair's
too,
kind of wild because I pretty much just laid in bed all day today.
nothing wrong with those days now and then. So
Needed one.
there you go. Yeah, exactly. I was off last week, but I felt like I didn't get much rest doing all this stuff. So yes, there, Mark's giving you a shout out, Hidden.
How's it going, Mark? It's another, I believe, one of our flexors.
Oh, in alchemy.
Nope, the flex group.
Oh, sorry. Yes. Okay. Yeah.
Yep, yep.
So are those rose petals on the bed? No. Look that way, I guess. I know it's just the
Yes, it
the actual
is.
sheet itself. They're not attached, or they are attached. So
He's got something special going on tonight.
yeah, there you go. You got this is the
As soon as he
hour
logs
show.
up.
We're on the wrong
The
website,
after
actually.
hour.
Yeah. My OnlyFans that I open up after this show. Nobody wants to see any of that. And then everybody thrown at the shade. Jeez. No bands here. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I don't. If anybody wants to talk about any projects or whatever, want to ask any of us about stuff that we're in. Obviously, Hidden does a lot of trading. Crypto Andy and myself, a lot of just babbling about projects and researching them when we have time. So don't hesitate to throw some things at you. Is there anything got you excited right now, Andy?
I always have to constantly go
question.
through my list to see what's really exciting. Let me take a peek if there's anything really exciting, because the problem is there's too much, and you
Yeah.
know, I would love to be a part of everything, but I just don't think that's the right play.
Nope, I agree.
And every day, you know, 15 things open up, and maybe one will last a month, and I don't know. I do want to get into some more Astrobit bots. That's kind of something that's been I've been thinking about getting in more. I definitely have one going on right now. I've been testing out Cinnamon Toast for like 2 months. It's been a lot of ups and downs.
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I'm still down like $150 after 2 months, but it has
Yeah.
rallied
Oof.
nicely these past few days. So I kind of
Okay,
want
well, I
to
hope
jump
so with the
into a
way
few different
Bitcoin's been
ones.
going.
Yeah.
So yeah, I actually have one that I'm supposed to be trying out, and then hopefully doing some videos on if it works. So I'm looking forward to getting back into that, because I was doing French toast and same
Yeah.
kind of thing. Went down a little bit and then kind of started picking back up, but then December I had to turn it off because I was way too much. So and just never got back into it. But I'm gonna give this one a try and go from there. It's the goblins one, I think it is. I was talking to the guy about it. So they had a really good January. I wish I had started it earlier, but I procrastinated with life.
Hindsight, always.
Exactly.
Every single time I think I want to start something, it's already doing too well.
Yeah, exactly.
That's how it
I thought
goes.
the years set it and forget it, but I think they had Cypher bot turned off for a while. Could you comment why? Sorry, which one?
So he's saying that we were for a while there trying to get the alchemy trades back going. You had it
Oh,
running,
yes.
and then you kind of stopped.
I forget Cypher is the name now.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's honestly me. So because I was doing some other stuff and I was going to get into a Forex trader, I was going to switch my VPS over to a Windows-based one as opposed to the Linux one. And so I've been in limbo land with everything else doing that switch over, and then I was going to get my Alchemy Trades bot back up. So that's actually the only reason why. It's my own not getting on there. There was a week where we did turn it off, I think, because the market was too flat. But I would like to get it back up again, even if I just trade one pair for a little while. So no results right now. No, sorry, quarter mile. Sorry, Gab was saying bought both a month. Bought the bot months ago. Yeah, I think a lot of people kind of did that, unfortunately, because the market went really flat. So it's been harder to pick pairs. Hidden's usually good at helping me do that and finding some good ones here and there. But I guess any other comments to that, Hidden?
Not really, other than AVAX, Matic, BMV. They're all still doing pretty well.
Yeah, which is what I'll probably do when I get it back up, unless anything kind of tickles their fancy. But yeah, other than that, I guess you're doing up another video for iBots, eh? I think I talked you into another one.
Yeah, I'll definitely be doing another one there.
No,
I've been keeping track on Twitter, and there's been a lot of daily payouts lately, so I like to see that.
There has been. Yeah, it's been pretty good, so I can't complain there. For the free BBS, I have not used any free ones. We're getting down to our trading talk, but anybody else used Oracle or AWS, the free ones?
I have not. No.
No.
Do you use anything for what you're doing, Andy, or is it mostly?
Not right now. No,
Yeah,
I have in the past, but no, I've used nothing right now.
Oops. You guys find a lot of those bots pay out monthly unless you have at least. Yeah, I don't know how you guys feel, but I definitely find you want to have a bigger bag for those. Otherwise, yeah, between the fees and the just constant kind of up and down, it kind of gets tough. Any other comments on that, guys?
I think in my Discord, we worked it out once, like the bare minimum to cover would be around like $400, but you'd have to have like a really amazing month to just break even. So if you double that and you have a really good month, then obviously you're in the profit, which is a little bit better. Yeah. I run mine with $1,000. Obviously, I just mentioned that I'm still down, but I do see the potential upside. If I did have a good month, whenever that will happen, I will be profiting from what I'm actually putting into it.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah. It's just making sure, the timing's right, which it almost never is, unfortunately.
Anytime you think you timed it right, it goes down shitter.
Yeah. Streamer and pre-search. I never even thought. I guess pre-search you could use as an VPS. That's kind of cool. But Bill also says they're not usually worth it. But yeah. Other than that, how's life, Andy? I don't know. We haven't really chatted for a while.
It's tough. In terms of YouTube, I mean, I really struggle finding just things to talk about lately. Yeah. It's been it's just been a really dry month. Obviously, crypto itself, if you're talking about Bitcoin or anything or Ethereum, any of the blue chips, they've actually been doing very well. But in terms of like DeFi, there's really nothing worth it right now. The things that are worth it are the things that have been running for months. There's nothing new and flashy. So on my YouTube side of things, it's pretty slow, and I do struggle sometimes finding things to talk about. But I mean, that's okay. I kind of put out a tweet today that just because there's a few bad weeks doesn't mean that your life's over, or doesn't mean that crypto's over or something. And I feel like a lot of us kind of get into that slump. I see it on my Discord all the time. Yeah. One project goes down, or maybe someone lost a few $100s and they just screw this, screw that. But I feel like that's the mentality that actually hinders all of us. Absolutely. And after you got to lose a little bit in order to learn what you're doing wrong and learn how you can make money. So just been a lot of that going along for me. What about you?
Same kind of thing. And like with me, that's where I found these other ones. So I started doing that 1K wallet challenge thing, which is actually going well so far. I mean, there's some hiccups, but especially with PBG, the way they're locking down everything right now. And then Fathom was one of the other ones, which has kind of gone through a little bit of a transition, but it looks like they're coming out of it pretty well. And you're still able to make money even while they're transitioning. So I actually was still able to pull a decent percentage out this last go around. So I'm going to actually add another leg to my, I'm going to try and get it 8 legs. So I'm going to be adding my 5th leg probably next week, which is nice and positive considering all the other BS going on. But I agree with you. You have to be diligent. You have to kind of just keep trucking away, keep learning from your mistakes, keep finding ways to spread the money out, but not too far, as you said before, and find ways to kind of find the wins, and then make the wins outweigh the losses, and then don't compound too much, but don't it's such a balancing act, right? Like it's
what you're doing with your $100 or $1,000 challenge is precisely the reason I fell in love with all this stuff to begin with. Is you find these tight-knit group of projects, and just slowly seeing those numbers rise really makes you feel good. Obviously, when one of them gets cut out or in the red, you feel bad, but it almost pushes you more so forward to make up that loss and do it differently and work harder at it. So that's kind
even if you
of
have to slow down a bit, even whatever you have to do, you kind of find a way, right? And it's exciting to see the next leg possibly get put in there, and that'll give that more strength, and then figure out whether I want to go more degen for the next one or less degen, depending on what's there. And that problem solving, I think, helps hopefully people. That's what I hope anyways out of it, is it helps other people kind of problem solve themselves in a way that's going to help them. Because there's going to be new people coming in here again, and there's people here that keep falling that want to find a solution. So what else we got? I had some reach out, but which one are we looking at? Oh, it's just, sorry, I forget the comments when we're babbling sometimes. Read about Delesium tomorrow on the Discord, so you have a look. Okay, interesting. So, and I guess one little call out then. So there is quite a few people. So if you are from my community, I do recommend. I think there's a lot of value to having different neutral communities, I guess, where you can hang out. Especially nowadays, we all kind of need a little bit of that, where we can have real conversations about the protocols, where we can maybe scream into a pillow per se, like we want to do inside of a protocols Discord, but can't. And being a mod, I do appreciate when people can find those releases that are not inside the protocols. Because unfortunately, it's just not helpful to the protocol people. So having a place like Crypto Andy's Discord is a great way to do that. And the nice thing is he does not charge for his, which there are some that do. And so that's definitely something that's appreciated, to have a home like that to hang out in.
All day we get people chatting about all the projects that I'm not even in. I'm not even, 90% of the time, over 90% of the time, I'm not even spearheading the conversation over there. What I've seemingly grown into a popular Discord is just everyone spewing out all information about DeFi from all corners of the internet. And there's people, there's things that I learn on my Discord that I learned before they show up on Twitter or before they show up on a video. So it's nice. Very fun. And on that topic, I actually did want to ask you a question all about the Discord. How do you feel about censoring individuals on certain projects and stuff like that? Because on one hand, you have the project trying to, let their reputation speak for itself, right? Time is going to show how they're going to react to this certain environment. But on the other hand, people being censored, it could be seen as a red flag. It could be seen as they're trying to cover something up. So it's it's a thin line, right?
Yeah, and I can definitely have a great chat around that in a couple of ways. So I actually have been chatting with. I did a video for a protocol. I'm not going to get into the protocol, just because I did a video for them. At the same token, people may be able to figure it out. But I think you've seen it, and some of your community's seen it, as well as my community has seen them deleting posts of people asking questions. So I actually had a really good chat with him today about that, and kind of told him, I said, because I think he was thinking, or they were thinking, that people were coming in from competitors, and they were doing it in order to demean what they're doing, being that they're scared, I guess, of these competitors, right?
The paid FUD.
What's that?
The paid FUD.
Yeah, exactly. And I said, I get that. But at the same token, do you not think that it would come across much more effectively if you were to answer those questions? If after that they ignore your answers and move on with conversations that are unrelated, you've now called them out and now they're showing their hand. They're acting
Yeah.
negatively. And now when you get rid of them, you have a reason to, as opposed to the other. So yeah, I'm a fan of letting it go within reason, but unfortunately sometimes it backfires too, right? Like it's a quite the balancing act. I prefer to let them have their voice within reason, and then if they want to repeat themselves or if they want to ignore what I'm saying, if I give them good sound reasoning, then at that point, yeah, I have to cut the tie sooner or later because it just becomes literally FUD at that point. So my philosophy is have a conversation, see if they're going to listen together, and if we find a common ground, great. Now we've just taken a fudder and brought them up a level. But the problem is then you've got the fanboys sometimes egging on the fudders, and so I will very openly tell them to shut the up because they can hurt just as much, right? They're feeding the fire unwillingly, and I know they don't mean to, but they're just as damaging.
There's
So
a
yeah.
fine line where like toxicity and FUD, they don't necessarily meet in the same place. I mean, it's okay to have uncertainty and fear and doubt, and especially if
Absolutely.
you're asking proper questions. But if you're just making baseless accusations and just honestly trying to harm the protocol before it even starts, I mean, not every and this is the DeFi space, right? We're not having like Fortune 500 companies build in this space, and I think that's where people get a little bit uh, misunderstood, is that these people aren't necessarily the largest business people in the world. They don't know how to run everything like a tight, smooth ship either. And I feel like that's where you kind of have to give them the benefit of the doubt, where, I mean, they're trying their best to make sure that they succeed, right? I feel like at the end of the day, everyone wants the project to succeed, right? That's just, it goes without saying. So
Or it should.
yeah,
'Cause
exactly, right? So having, it's a very tough, and you're seeing it more and more where projects just aren't allowing it at all, and I don't know, it's kind of a morality thing. It was good to get your opinion on it.
Yeah, no, I agree, and unfortunately, sometimes it's also like even in the ones I'm in, wanting to go one direction, they're wanting to go another, and I have to still cross the or kind of tightrope walk that as well, right? And so that becomes tough. Most of them I'm in, luckily, are smaller ones, and I'm the only guy, so it's easy for me to let it go. I mean, Wealth Mountain was one where they kind of let me do what I wanted and how I wanted, and the nice thing is, I think I banned 2 people the whole time, and they went through 5 contract drains
Yeah.
just because I had conversations with the people that were fearful and didn't just dismiss them. So yeah, I agree. There's definitely a balance, but it's got to be taken. So, Dirk, I guess just said I think I started or stopped at this comment, but yeah, I remember you guys were actually doing up a little list of all kinds of programs that are going on and stuff. So that was great.
There was one comment, 3 or 4 up from that I wanted to.
What, that one?
No, one more.
Okay.
I did post a link to
yes.
that Telegram in our private chat.
Yes, I can move it over. I think you can't. Can't you put links in when you're in?
No, I can't type.
Oh, I need to put you on as a person, I guess. So there is the free calls that he was talking about. So you guys can grab that. And then,
how is that free channel been working for you?
Sorry.
I was just wondering how a free channel works for you. I don't really join many of them, but I see there's a lot of paid call channels.
Doing really well. Yeah, I'm in one right now. Just started it right before you joined, actually, and it's up 12.5% already.
Jeez, nice,
awesome.
But Bill is the owner. I don't know if you want to call him leader of the Flex Crypto Group. So he's in here watching as well.
Oh, is he? Oh, there you go. Nice. So a little plug for him. But yeah, so I mean, free is free, especially if it works. Obviously, you got to be careful with anything you do, and there's still risk involved. But if you have some risk capital and want to play around, head on over to that link.
So the big thing he wants to try to do with that is turn it into like a news, kind of like a news station for crypto. He wants to get all the information out before anybody else does, kind of like a watcher guru type thing.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, we can't be right every time, of course. I mean, if you were Bill, then everybody would try to buy you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. And sorry, somebody was just asking how's it going. I without getting too crazy on that one, it is moving in a really good direction. But I'm trying to be cautious with things, obviously. I'd love to just do it tomorrow, but I want to be very, very cautious when you're trying to leave in your day job. But it's going very, very good. I want to see, I mean, as you can probably imagine with the different places I mod, I do get paid in some cases for them. But at the same token, when something's going through turmoil right now, like what PGB is going through, I don't necessarily want to quit my day job while that one's maybe not doing so well. But I do have some other things. And as long as I get enough that I feel I'm covered if one or two fall, that's really what I'm aiming for. But thanks for that. I do hope to be there soonish. I think this was what we were talking about earlier. So just saying Oracle might be good, but some drawbacks like anything free. And I think that was probably to our honest conversation.
Yeah.
And we have safe place. Yeah, exactly. So no, it's definitely a place I even hang out in myself, and I've got a lot of places to hang out in. So
I'm surprised whenever you decide to show up, because I know you're so overexposed in all of these other Discords. I'm like, wow, I mean, he's actually taking the time to chill in mine. That's cool.
yeah. Well, it's funny because sometimes I've walked in there when I haven't been added, but my name was in a comment.
Oh yeah.
Luke sometimes. So for alchemy trades. So Andy, I know you haven't necessarily been here as much. We do get a little bit more alchemy trades kind of focused just because it's just how it started. But we're definitely kind of branching out, but still do appreciate these guys. On the roadmap, our profits. So yes. So right now, profits, what happens is, and maybe Hidden, you take this. I talk too much.
So right now, your nothing is compounded. What it does is your profit is in the same wallet, but the bot just does not use it. In order to quote unquote compound, you have to sell out of the token. You have to end the bot and then restart it, and then it compounds it. V5 will have an automatic compound ability to it. So if you want it to, all the profit just keeps getting rolled back into it, or you can leave it the way it is now.
Yeah, exactly.
All depends on your risk.
Yeah. And obviously Gabo figured out who I was talking about, but regardless, and I do get what you're saying there, Gabo, but at the same token, I still do feel that maybe he was, because I don't think he's in the space like we are, right? So I don't know if he knew who was who and how they come across. So like I said, I had a good chat. Hopefully he heeds some of it. He seemed to be receptive to the information because it wasn't just even you guys where I heard this from. It was other places too. So yeah, we'll see. Pound emoji. Yeah, so that's just the website I posted in there if anybody wants that for the free calls. I think from this guy, I guess, from Bill.
Yep, that is Bill.
Look at that.
He also wanted me to let you guys know that we're also going to eventually be doing free trading lessons as well.
Oh, very cool. That is a nice thing to hear. Let me know, because I do want to get into that a little bit more, and I can pass it on to Andy.
If I had more time in the world, that's all
my
I'd be
biggest
doing.
Yeah, I agree, and that's like between that and hopefully doing my own mining. Those are the two kind of things I want to do when I get off the day job, because right now there's just no more time. Takes time to take. Yeah. So try out with your best.
You're welcome, Quarter.
What's that?
Oh, Quarter Mile said thank you.
Oh, there you go. You're welcome. Good day, Toro. You made it.
What's going on, Toro?
Good day, sir. Yeah, and like I said, Gabo, I don't disagree with you. Hopefully it'll change now, but if it doesn't, then obviously here's your sign, right? Like it's they either heed the advice and take it as positive criticism, or they don't, and that's their choice at that point, right? So let's hope for the best. I guess for anybody that doesn't know, it's about aviation, that Air Aviate, whatever that one is. That's what it is.
Yeah.
So yeah.
I'm wondering, because I see so many talks about like truth seekers and stuff. Maybe their starting hasn't necessarily been exactly what they wanted, But at the end of the day, the two main guys were just similar to you and I. I'm not sure 100% on their past, but they did a similar thing. They were talking about videos and things. I'm
Yeah.
just wondering how, like Gabo, for example, I guess to direct this question at you actually. How would they be able to like shift your focus, if ever, even though they've had such a rough start? And I feel like I don't know how any DeFi project can do, because it seems to just every DeFi project is like a little mini cult. And it's
Yeah.
true. Like some people will live and die by PGV, some people will live and die by well, at the time it was stable fund, but regardless, like
Yeah.
everyone has a mini cult, and obviously True Seekers, it just doesn't seem to have that for some reason. There's like no one that I've seen that is just like all for True Seekers. I wonder how they could ever change.
Yeah, I even have some people in some private groups that kind of like have stake in the protocol and are even kind of going, I don't get it. Like it's tough. And I don't want to disparage on them and stuff. I hope they're nothing but the best for everybody, but as long as they have a true mind and a true desire to make the space better. But yeah, it's going to be interesting to see how this space evolves right now, because we have some players that have been here now for a while, like our MDBs, EMP, and those kind of guys, and we have new people that feel like they're evergreen type people, like Jason from Warfi, and
Yep.
even James Pelton now is a project owner runner sort of thing, right?
Mhm.
And then I guess technically even myself was sort of in there with iBots and stuff like that. So hopefully we'll see some more of these create really strong legs for all of us to grow in this environment while we can. But
I feel like everyone has given almost every project a second chance. I mean, you've
mhm.
had PGV, you've had, like this is their third, fourth, fifth, iteration of what the project is supposed to be. And a lot of other projects, they go for a V2, a V3. I mean, it happens, right? Because better ideas come as you go down. So I don't know why the difference sets in with True Seekers. Definitely, I personally, I don't really follow them at all. I
Yeah,
I have like a very small amount of True tokens, and that was from the original like pre-sale, just because that was the hype thing at the time, right?
yeah,
And I haven't done anything with them, so I'm just not sure how they can leverage themselves forward like all the other projects seem to do.
yeah. They'll need to find some that succeed, right? So like
Yeah,
AVN, if it does somehow become something that's an evergreen type thing, that's going to help them, right? But the problem is they've had a few things that have just kind of fizzled.
yeah,
And even Fathom, I don't think is actually sticking with them, if I'm not mistaken. I think they're going out on their own now, because they're not using the debt, or they are using that. I'm not 100% sure, but I am talking with Fathom still. I do still like their protocol, as it's something a little different that actually is paying well right now and consistent. So um, another one for you, Hidden. I'll let you do the Alchemy Trades ones, like I said, so that I talk too much.
Yeah, of course. So there's no quick or easy way to choose the best decks. Really just go off of what you use the most per chain. BSC is going to be Pancake Swap. FTM, you're going to look at Spooky.
Yeah.
And then it gets difficult with Matic because you got like Kyber, Quick Swap, and then one other Uni, I think. Again, that all goes off of which project you believe is going to do best at that point.
Yeah.
AVAX is obviously, Trader Joe's, although Vapor Nodes came out with their new decks, which is actually pretty interesting.
Yeah, it's a great bridge too.
Yeah, it's inexpensive.
Yeah.
And if you were a Vapor Nodes holder, you got in early and you don't have to pay anything for any of the transfers, I believe.
Yeah, it's very cheaper, less expensive, whatever, or
Something like that. Yeah.
Cool. Welcome, AJ. I know you're from Crypto Andy's crew. How was the gym, AJ?
OG. AJ's I think he was the third member in my Discord.
Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I know he's quite active in there for sure.
Very OG. Dirk said something
Sorry.
right above AJ's message there, and something I kind of want to touch on. There's two main reasons. Okay, the first reason is I don't directly want to be responsible for anyone's money ever. I don't feel like I'm qualified to handle your money. I don't feel like even if I talk about a project on YouTube, my sole purpose is to review it myself, give an honest opinion on it, and do some digging. Is this a potential outlet or avenue that we could make some money on? Okay,
Yeah.
and we have to understand that some projects have been designed to make money, but only in a short term, right? They're not long term projects, and a lot of them pay out, a lot of them don't pay out. Okay, so that was number one. I don't feel like I'm qualified to handle anyone's money. I also don't want the stress to deal with anyone's money. Number two, I don't have time to be in a project or be committed to a project. And if I was going to actually start my own project or be 100% directly affiliated with it, I feel like I would need the time to devote to it, make sure that it's going to succeed, make sure that we're going in the right direction, make sure that those roadmap points are hit, right? I don't have the time for that. I still work a 9 to 5 job. I do this as a hobby. I have other side hustles that I do without YouTube that no
A
one knows
video
about.
game.
Yes, I mean that's actually in the chat down there as well.
Was
I have a ton on my plate already, and I already spread myself so thin that just doing a project right now, I just don't feel like I can offer my full effort into it.
Yeah, and I don't blame you. And at the same token, even for my stuff where I've gone, it's really only been because of the desire to get out of my day job so badly that I've actually somehow over time had these opportunities present themselves. And as much as I thought during the bull market I never would want a mod in my life, somehow I found out I was good at it. Or as good as I feel I am at it anyways. So it's definitely geared me differently than the path you've taken, which is, again, there's nothing wrong with any of them. As long as we do it with our integrity intact and we keep our wits about us when we do it, I think is really all that matters.
But I guess the only other thing I would add to that is the United States and Canada, especially, the laws are so like ticky tacky
Mhm.
on what you can and can't do. And you're even seeing projects like Bourbon and blockchains that they're just
Yeah.
closing down because they think that the SEC regulations are going to go against them. Then you have Wolfer Finance also kind of at a halt because of the KYC regulations that need to have for their project
Yeah.
because they're dealing with Bitcoin and ETH validator nodes and stuff like that. So just you would have to spend so much time to figure out a what works, b how to manage it properly, and c like if it's even legal.
Yeah.
Are you gonna, in 15 months or 12 months, is it gonna be illegal and now you're facing a lawsuit? I just don't want to deal with any of that.
I don't blame you. I don't mind advising or helping problem solve those things, but I don't want to be
Yeah.
responsible for them all.
And
Um,
that's kind of what I feel like we do. I mean,
yeah.
in a sense, a review of a project is, allowing your honest opinion and your review. Okay, well, why would this work? Why wouldn't this work? And explaining all of the risks associated to it.
Yeah.
I'm okay with doing that because I don't think that's going to get me into trouble. And I like learning about all of these potential outlets, but I'm
Yeah.
not going to create my own.
Not a problem with that. I think a lot of people, a lot of us probably shouldn't. And a lot of the ones that do shouldn't. And this is actually a neat point to that point, actually, in that yeah, not everybody is made to not shill a project. That's very poor wording, but not everybody's made to be the marketing person for a protocol. And so yeah, it's great to say that this artist, for example, who maybe is a great coder, almost artistic coder, creates this beautiful code that's going to do fantastic things, but they may not know how to talk to somebody about it at all. So you have to have the right people in the positions and stuff. And that's where I think a lot of projects go wrong, is they don't get the right people in these places. And then it kind of meh. Good things. What else we got? Andy, what about your arcade game? I guess we kind of glossed over that.
It's still up. Hasn't been any updates on it recently. I'm not the programmer. I helped a little bit in the creative process and actually designing some things for it and just kind of like plotting out the points of the game and how the game would function. But it's
Nice.
just a group of 3, and that's just another side hustle that I got. So
Yeah, that's awesome. I've always we've had conversations. I've had brainstorming events with people, with friends that we could like, let's do this, and then it goes
exactly.
nowhere. So, any drunken nights that helped create that, or
I've known these guys, oh God, probably for around 15 years now. So maybe a little less, 12 years or so. So it's just been like gaming with them from the past and a
yeah,
conglomeration of we can make this and let's try. And it was just really about learning something new. That's all.
no, that's awesome. Running a project is stressful. Not everyone's cup of tea. Nope, not at all. Yeah, and that's the thing, and I don't think a lot of people get the. I don't know if respect's the right word. It's not always the word, but I don't think a lot of them get the leniency that they deserve for the feat they're overcoming by doing what they're doing. Even Manny, creator. Sorry, I have to get used to. I'm used to saying creator all the time now. Even he, I don't know. Like I know he gets a lot of flack. I know it's taken too long to do these refunds, but the feat that he had to go through to do all that stuff, I have some respect for that. I can't not. But and I never the amount of people that think they know the answers to everything that are just on the sidelines.
At the end of the day, we really have no idea what's going on in his personal life. We have no idea what's going on crypto wise with him. So at the end of the day, we're all humans, right? Like I said, I feel like I have no time just to do this. I couldn't imagine having, 7 or 8,000 operations that I needed to do and how tiring it could get, especially with doing everything else. No, forget it. I just can't. So you have to appreciate the little things sometimes, even when the excuses are getting a little too long.
Yep. Also integrity behavior they demonstrated at the beginning. Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting to see what they do with it. I hear you. It's hard to say what they how they can rebound from it and whatever, but a lot of it's going to come down to finding the right project, I guess. I don't even know anymore. Like you were already saying, Andy. Yeah. So I've done a video on them. I think you've talked about getting into them, right, Andy? I think and then a few other people that have videos. So if you don't know already, I'm actually James Pelton's community manager. So I handle his Discord, his Telegram, and then do help with a lot of side gigs and stuff with him. It was just, again, another revenue source for myself and whatnot. And he's just tired of all the friggin' BS. So they're trying to work it out. He's working with a lawyer too that I helped find him to try and make sure that it's done as legal as possible. Luckily, he has Jason, who lives in South Africa, which does allow him some liberties because he can open the companies there, which I think helps. But yeah, it's neat. He's got a 4X1 and a Shiny Jackals type 1 that people can get into, and he is playing around with them. It's a little bit the way Pelton works is let's create it and then we'll work out the kinks afterwards. So it's not everybody's cup of tea because he's still trying to figure it out, program it, all that jazz. But at least you're not getting rugged. So,
and I feel like at the end of the day, that's really important. You're not going to get rugged. Obviously, there's still risks associated with it, right? But not getting rugged or just knowing, you definitely know the face behind that one. So I mean, if something ill-willed went on, people would find him.
Yep, very easily. So what am I doing here? All the project list do some big payouts.
They're talking about Arbitrum.
Oh, sorry, I did remember. I was trying to pull Arbitrum up somewhere, but then because I saw it being mentioned. But thoughts on Arbitrum? Yeah, you know what? I haven't even looked at it at all. To be quite honest, I know they're doing airdrops and stuff too. Do you know anything about them?
Not really.
No idea. Nope.
I know AJ in the chat knows a lot about Arbitrum. He's kind of my main man for finding everything first. For some reason, AJ knows about it before I do. And typically the influencers or, whatever you want to call us know because the projects reach out to us. But AJ has always got an upper leg.
Nice. It's always a good one to have in your corner. Did you get airdrop? Yeah, so I guess I did hear about airdrops for that. So, but yeah, what else we got in here? Thanks, Cartman, for hanging around with us. Hopefully everybody got a little value just chilling and relaxing with us. Yes, we discussed that kind of a little bit. Indirectly at first and then directly, I guess. It's an interesting one. I'm curious what they're able to do with that. The whole token thing. I hate when tokens are in projects for no reason. But at the same token, this one does pay out in stable coins. So I'm not writing it off right away. But I do wonder what's going to happen because if the token gets too high, then everybody getting in later is getting less piece of the pie, I guess, if you will. So they're getting a disadvantage, which doesn't help buy pressure unless the bots are really, really doing well, and then it could keep buy pressure going. So it's kind of a catch-22. Any comments on that, guys? Have you guys looked into it at all?
I have not. If it's anything related to truth seekers, I won't touch it.
And, I mean, I feel like you were a good person to even discuss that. What could truth seekers do to change your mind on anything, if anything?
Nothing. To be 100% honest with you, the way they came out of the gate was just a straight lie right from the beginning.
Yeah.
And if you come out of the gate lying about different things and the different associations they had with different people, I can't trust them. Wouldn't trust them. I wouldn't use your money in anything of theirs.
Yeah. So
Fair
which is
enough.
tough. It's a tough situation for a protocol to be in this early in the game, really.
Yep.
AJ got to learn about. You got to learn about Delesium, bro.
I'm trying to look. What the hell? See, this is what happened last time. We tried looking up these different things, and weird shit just popped up.
Yeah,
I can find this one. I had someone reach out to me about it. It seems way too confusing for me personally. I mean, maybe Gabo can even talk about it in the chat because he seems to know a lot about it. But yeah, they've tried to get me to do a video. I haven't gotten my head around it enough to actually be confident yet.
Interesting.
Is it just the world's first playable AAA blockchain game?
No.
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 See, random shit pops up for me.
Careful what links.
Don't ever just try to Google a DeFi project. It doesn't seem to go well.
No, that's very true.
You get your wallet stolen.
Yeah, that's why I don't connect to anything.
There you go. You got another fan there. Gabo's now a new fan of yours hidden. I guess he already was, but. Dirk, you're an hour drive from Pelton's house. Sooner or later, I'm going to meet that guy, but this year, if it runs with anybody's money, maybe we can catch him. Yeah, nice. I don't think we'll see him running with anybody's money. I think that's a pretty safe bet.
No.
At all. So.
No one would risk their livelihood for some internet people's money, in my opinion.
Exactly.
That have that much exposure to the internet, and that's why all of these crazy things of Manny being a fraud or stuff like that. He has a lot of archive on the internet. I know he's tried to kind of remove himself, and I feel like that's kind of due to the legality-esque of the project.
I think he's been kind of told by a lawyer, hey, you gotta back out of this. That's why he's changed his name to Creator, that stuff. Exactly what you're saying. Yeah.
So, but he does have an archive on the internet, and he knows that, and the internet, whether you believe it or not, someone will find it. So even if you think you deleted it. So I don't think he would ever run away too. Even I don't know why people come up with that idea. I don't see any ill intent with that one.
But people will grasp onto that and think that's their chip to play. And I agree with you. I don't get it. But at the same token, I also understand why they're reaching at straws, because they're scared, of what's happening and where their money is. And unfortunately, like with this protocol, it's probably worse than all of them, because there's tons of first-time investors. There's tons of people that's the only DeFi project they know. Yeah. And they've put in money that they can't afford to lose. And they've actually started at some point during the process from CGI, whatever, started using this as part of their income stream. And as soon as you do that, when you don't have backup, you're done. Yeah. Like, I would not quit my job on one protocol. Like, no.
Well, that's the very reason we're still working. I mean,
exactly.
It's uncertainty. Regardless of how much you would want to, or I would want to, or I don't necessarily want to quit my job, but I would rather just have a little more time on my hands. And the reason isn't because I hate my job, but people in the chat have to realize that if you don't have it stable, locked down, or even like back tested for a year, right, or something like that, for example, don't risk the house on a DeFi project that it's your only one because it's promising something crazy.
Exactly. Quartermouse always into the Alchemy Trades. I don't blame you though. But how is Alchemy Trades involved with partners like Obsidian Council, Rebel Project? Rebellion's actually gone. But what they were doing was they had their bot as part of their trading portfolio for their protocol. So they were set up that way. Kadena hashing was a little different. They came in and created kind of a community conglomerate so that Kadena hashing people could come and purchase the bot with a discount and then got a little kickback for the community to put into their treasury kind of thing. And I believe they have one of their own using the bot to trade with some of their treasury and stuff, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong on that part. I've been in Kadena hashing. I love those guys, but haven't been in there as often as I used to. They were one of my first modding, free modding jobs that I got, and how actually I started YouTubing as well. Obsidian Council, I think, is the same thing as Kadena. I think it's just you buy the bot, you get $50 off the bot. Is that right, Hidden?
I believe so, yeah.
Yeah.
Not 100% up onto the inner workings of the Obsidian and Kadena.
Yeah, I know they would get an AMA, and I think it was just that, but I don't know if that's really lasted that long, because it's more for the AMA. They get that deal for the first little bit, and then once everybody's forgot about it, they move on, kind of thing. So yeah. Do you believe passive income in DeFi is possible? Anybody want to take that one first?
I'll go first. Okay, there's two answers to this question. The short answer is yes, but the real answer is probably not if you're thinking of it in truly passive terms. Yeah. I and Pocket can probably vouch for this for himself. We probably spend more hours of the day looking at crypto than anything else, especially since I've started this. There's nothing that I've put more time and effort into researching, learning, adapting, editing, shooting, everything. So is that passive to me? No. But am I treating my YouTube business more of a job? Kind of. So I don't really think that I should be treating it as passive income, but over the past year, there has been opportunities where I literally click a button and I've been able to make a profit. Okay. And that is the lowest form of passive you're going to get. Yeah. So yes and no, but yeah.
No, I agree. And it kind of depends on, and again, I don't think I think that's the biggest nail in the head, is that it's never going to be passive. I don't think in this environment. It depends on what passions you have. And that's been me, my passion for networking, meeting people and growing relationships. That's what's driven me to this career. And no, there's nothing passive about it. But at the same token, I've been able to, over time, create an income that's bigger than my income I'm getting from my regular job. And hopefully, in turn, will turn into one that I can actually get rid of my job and choose to passively earn. And then from there, because of that income, and I'm still doing my job, I can invest that money. So it's becoming something where I can have this whole ecosystem for myself, that if a ball drops, I've got 3 or 4 other balls in the air that I can lean on to still keep going with. But no, not passive at all. It's a lot of hustle, a crap load of hustle, and a lot of drive and a lot of passion, a lot of hustle, drive, and passion is probably the best kind of combo of words I can say. So yeah, but no, not passive. Hidden, do you have anything to say about that? I know you're not a YouTuber, but you also are still trading and doing all kinds of things to earn your own income.
It's definitely not passive, and I don't foresee it being passive for a very long time.
Yeah. Well, and any time it becomes passive, it's not. Those mechanisms won't be here anymore.
Yeah.
Right? Like the ones that are passive are not going to be here a year, 2 years from now. I mean, other than the fact, I guess we could become investors because we'll have enough money to be potentially to be investor people where we can maybe grow it. That's really what I see, I guess. Sorry, I'm tangenting here, but is what I see is growing an income inside here, then moving it into a fiat type income where it's into an investment, maybe get that to $1 million if I'm lucky. And that becomes an annual income for myself that truly is passive. That's where you can, I think, make this become a passive thing, is if you can grow to that extent. So yeah.
I feel like we're more so working towards passive and financial freedom, but it's going to take a lot of groundwork to get the capital, because a lot of us are coming from places where we didn't just have, a couple $100,000 to invest and make it work for us, right? We've been my first investment on any DeFi protocol was $40. Yeah. And that at the time, I mean, I had more than I could do, but at the time that was all I was willing to risk. I could have put in 1,000 and risked it and lost it and still been financially okay because I've been working full time, but it's a risk thing, right? So at the same time, like that's all I was willing to risk. So you just have to start somewhere. Eventually, like Pocket said, we're working towards it becoming passive, but not yet.
No. The same kind of thing. I comment towards that, I guess. Lost me more than I've gained, but I'm hopefully, yeah. And that's what it is. So to be honest with you, that's kind of my story. I came in during node season. I brought in way more money than I should have. I am a risk taker. I didn't bat an eye about losing it, but it did give me the drive, and that's why I'm doing what I'm doing now, and why I'm working as hard as I am now, because I damn well am not going to walk away without getting that money back, and then some. And so that's where a lot of my stuff is coming. I'm almost back. Like, I'm not back to what I brought in, but it's not going to take much longer now with how I've worked towards it. So, but no passive.
It's all
Uh,
about experience too. I mean, the
yeah,
longer we go at it, we'll learn what's the best chance of getting my money back
yeah,
and what's the best chance of losing my money. Okay. Uh, what's the best chance of making the most money? So there's like your three options, right? Money back, lose it all, or make the most. And you have to kind of slowly, pick and choose your path. Sometimes you're going to win, sometimes you're going to lose.
yeah. And sorry, MG40. No, I did not look into it. So last week I was a week off work, but I was building a Discord for myself and for Paul Dutton, and doing some stuff for James Pelton's. And so I ended up working harder than I work whenever I was off work. So I did not do much researching. That's been my biggest problem, is I can't research as much. So I kind of rely on people handing things over. But have you ever looked into Zeta Capital? Because you weren't here obviously last week there, Andy. But
I have not. I've heard about it. I've
yeah,
had a
they got a great
few
website.
people. Yeah, I've had a few people talk to me about it, but I haven't really jumped in. No.
And it has been around for a while, which I do like. So it's something I may, I got to take some time. Don't hesitate to keep asking me that. And I do appreciate you coming by every week, MG40, but I just haven't made that leap yet. So what do we got here for Mortified? Progenitors found answer. Boring projects. Yeah. Yeah, no, I think I truly do think that's kind of the answer. And I think that's what's a lot of people have to do. And that's kind of where my 1K wallet thing is. I've even gone a little bit too GGen for that 1K wallet, but I'm slowly going to bring in less DGen stuff, I think, to try and make that go, because people don't realize 0.5% is a day, even 0.1% a day is far, far better than you're getting from any banks, and will reap you very good rewards if you don't lose it half the time. Going in for 2% and losing all your money is gonna kill you. So, yeah, you were saying that. Sorry, but I was trying to think. I think you said that too, something, But
Yeah, that was for him losing more than he's won.
yeah,
I mean, the bear market's had issues. I mean, even mainstream crypto. I mean, you're talking about USDC FUD and FTX and everything around the sun that's just been negative to it. It obviously that's going to have a even larger effect on our DeFi protocols, on our small cap coins, and everything like that. So it's you're literally playing the game. If the big boys are falling, the little guys are going to fall even harder, and that's just how it's going to
yeah.
work.
Well, exactly, and that's never going to change for now. But now, if you can find those wins, I think somebody had said it earlier, or was going to say it. But the bear market is where you can
Mhm.
build, but you do have to be cautious. But I mean, hell, if all you did right now, and it's hard to do it, but if all you held was L1s, just wait for the bear. You're going to be pretty good money. It's just hard to keep it there and not have it working for you in the
Yeah.
meantime. So yeah. Yeah, exactly. Millionaires are made investing in the bear market, and absolutely. So hopefully, a few of us will, or all of us will get to be one of those. Yeah, that's definitely been a lot of my time right now. But I do appreciate most of the gang in there's pretty good. So luckily, everybody kind of helps me get through it. Not rally fund. Yes, you're right. Blue chips for the long run, 100%. You got a good humorous crew that you bring to the table. That's for
Oh yeah.
sure.
They like to make fun of all the mistakes in the past, and I don't blame them.
Yeah, no, and it's what keeps us growing and learning, right? Like it is. And I even tried, I tried those even just like the last little while. I was like, oh, what the hell? We'll try them. And I got one ended up having a glitch in it. I didn't realize it was a glitch. I doubled my money in one day.
Yeah.
And then the next day I was losing it in another one. So it's like, whatever. It is what it is. But I definitely have found getting rid of those is beneficial.
Were you talking about that the one that
Fud Farm, I think, had in there, and
no, you did one that Wealth Mountain worked with.
Oh, that was not
Super
this.
G-Gen one.
Yeah, no, that one actually that was kind of a neat one, sort of, but unfortunately, it's not built for a bear market. He was doing it in a closed circle, so it was really hard. It wasn't so. It was more of a playing the game without really necessarily making a ton of money. So the risk reward was a little different. So it was good percentages, but most of it got split back to everybody, sort of, unless you kind of snuck out early. But that was very different. It was kind of playing the game, but knowing you're playing a game, sort of.
Yeah.
I don't know. Big sleeper right there. I'm big time now. Elephant Money is definitely something I have not gotten into, but definitely do hear a lot of good things about. Obviously, the fact that they went through the exploit, I guess, that they had and made it out alive, that's a pretty darn huge kudos to them. And definitely something I might kind of transition into later on. The futures, I haven't looked at the futures that they have, but sorry, you're going to say something there?
Nope, that was a hiccup. My bad.
Okay. So yeah. Trying to think of anything else in there. We are going over the hour, so we can kind of cut this out whenever. But this has been a great one because we got some good chats going, and your gang is really interactive, which I appreciate. Yeah, we kind of talked. You might have come in a little later. We did talk about this a little bit. I'm curious about it. The problem is to get in early, you have to have 2,500 truth tokens, I think. I think I'm going to wait until it launches, and then if it goes below launch price, which I think it will, because everything does, then I may throw a little bit in then. That's my 2 cents. But yeah, I'm indifferent like Andy is. Now with this one, this is, you're talking about Elephant Money. You do have to keep putting in order to pull out, don't you, though?
Yeah, I can talk on this one because I have a decent sized investment in Elephant Money.
Oh, nice.
It's very interesting. They're basically running their futures, and then it's also backed by their what is it? Their trunk treasury or elephant treasury. Sorry?
You can pull up the screen if you want, or if you
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
But yeah, you were right on, you have to invest every single time. So you can earn a yield 0.5% on your initial investment. So if you have $1,000 in there, you can earn 0.5% a day, which is $5. In order to claim, you can go ahead and claim your money whenever you want. But if you claimed that $5, now your investment is only worth $995 in the futures. So the idea behind it is you let it build up for a little bit, and then you redeposit another amount. So, and it has to be in increments of 200. So right now I have $247 built up. If I want to redeposit, I would just deposit $200, and then it would compound those rewards. So it would actually rise. So I've put in probably 2,400 at this point, but my total value is now 2.7 thousand. If I wanted to compound again, I would have put in 2,600, and my total value would be at 3.2 thousand. So the more you go, the more it'll balloon up into a big amount. But every time you claim, it does deduct from that total value.
Interesting.
It's an interesting concept.
So when you're putting it in, you're creating that compound effect and adding to it without actually putting in, like, you're not putting as much of your own money in because there's now money being put into it for you with your compounds, and then
so you do have to put in a fresh 200 every time.
Gotcha.
But I have 247 available. So when I put in 200, it's going to put in 447.
Yeah. Got it. Neat. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Slow Planex ETH bot. What's this? Sorry. Slower, but ETH bot if you're just going to hodl. Oh, for maybe a little extra than being in Elephant Money, I guess, maybe. Great collab video. Thanks. I appreciate that, AJ. And other than that, I think, again, was there anything else you guys wanted to say or get into? Obviously, we can probably go on forever with the way these guys keep going, which I appreciate. And yeah, no, that's all we try and ever do. And if as I tell my community, if I ever seem like I'm not being honest at any point, I want you to slap me in the virtual face. Like, I never want to get ahead of anything. I just can't stand that. It's confusing what you did. Yeah, no, I think I get what you were saying, how you explained it there, actually, because I don't know if I've ever really totally gotten it, but I like the way you explained it, Andy. It kind of makes sense.
It took a while for me to understand it, but it has been working well. And it's their TVLs only ever went up since I've been in. It would be very hard to drain because, like I said, you can only claim your rewards, but we'll see how it goes.
Oh, so anything I put in that's my money is locked
Yes.
forever. Interesting.
That is locked, yes. So the idea is you get it up to a certain point where your one claim would be your ROI. So right now I have initial was 2,000. Right now I have 247 I could claim. It's been going for about a week and a half. Okay.
Yeah.
So the more times I compound, ideally at one point I'll be able to just pull out my initial, and then
Okay.
the
Yeah.
rewards will be the only things remaining in there.
Making themselves. Okay. Interesting. Oh, guys, I forgot to. Oh, yeah. I'm surprised this never came up.
Yeah.
Sad times. I don't really know what else to say other than that. It looks like they're trying. Correct me if I'm wrong, but they're actually trying to ROI everybody.
Yeah, I guess everyone who didn't ROI is going to get a weekly airdrop until they do. I'm not
Yeah.
sure how much airdrop's going to be. That's another project that's kind of like spearheaded by an influencer, so I feel like they will make everyone whole eventually, but I
Yeah.
don't know.
Well, and they still have their offshoots as well that are still active, but this is going to take a hit on all of them. I think like it's going to be.
It'll probably spiral down to the other ones, I would say.
Yeah, unfortunately, I don't think there's any way it wouldn't. So yeah, it's an unfortunate situation. I actually had oddly enough reached out to the founder, Chris, I think, about possibly coming on this show at one point to go through it. It was literally days before it happened.
Oh yeah.
So if they're somehow able to, sorry, what was that, Tim?
Nope, I was just agreeing.
Yeah. So hopefully, if everything goes well and they can find a way to survive, then I'll still do that. But unless he wants to come on for whatever reason to go over stuff, but I'll leave it at that for now. But yeah. Sorry, was this an? Oh shoot, no, meant. Okay, gotcha. Okay. Thanks for the heads up on Aviate. Yeah, no worries. And like I said, I don't know that it's something to ignore completely, but I like any of this stuff. I like watching like as much of it as I can because it's still an experiment. It's still need to see what survives, what doesn't. It's still need to see how it adapts in the bad. Yeah. And I appreciate you, Quarter Mile. I guess do chat, guys. Yeah, so obviously, for those of you that came from Andy's place, just a quick shout out for myself. Obviously, there's a Discord that I'm opening up very, very soon, but I have a Telegram. You guys are welcome to join. I don't have the community he has at all yet. I'm still fairly new. I think I started this in June, but didn't start building any community stuff until like a couple of months ago. I don't even think I had a Telegram until a month ago. So, yeah, I don't even want the Telegram, but it was just at the time. It takes 3 seconds to set up a Telegram. It takes a little longer to set up a Discord. Yeah. So yeah, but and anybody that is from my quarter mile, I know once you guys are all from my side of the tracks, I guess, or from Hiddens with Alchemy Trades. So don't hesitate to, if you don't already, take a look at Crypto Andy and come hang out. I have his Discord posted. I didn't post your YouTube for some silly reason, but in the description. But I'm sure you can find his YouTube inside his Discord. But definitely a great guy that I've come to admire in the space. So I do appreciate you coming and hanging with us, sir.
Yeah, no problem.
Wealth of information.
I almost rather have people join my Discord anyways, because that's where I chat the most, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly. And then Aviate on yes, it's on BSC. And Telegram rocks. Pure. Were you one of the ones? I don't think you were the one. I thought you were one of the ones that hated Telegram. But anyways, you're a funny duck, so we'll just give you that title. Yeah. So, anyways, thanks so much, guys. Hidden, anything else you wanted to say?
If you're gonna be looking back, don't forget to take a look at the Flex Crypto free calls. We have some pretty big stuff coming up.
Wants to have a peek at it. I'll grab it from the private chat and put it over in the description of this one. And yeah, anybody else know of anybody they'd like to see on here? We're always open to kind of having more people. I do enjoy when we have a guest because it makes it kind of a little bit more interactive and fun, especially when we can share communities and stuff is always handy as a nice bonus. And yeah, anything else from you, sir, before we let you go, Mr. Crypto Andy?
No, thanks for having me on. It was fun. I'm
Yeah,
more than happy to come on again
yeah.
in the future if you guys want me back.
Yeah, always happy to have repeat visits. This is kind of turning into a little talk showish thing, which has been fun to kind of have it evolve. I think we're at episode 11. We hit I meant to say double digit last week, but I think we've been 1 week since we started, 1 or 2 weeks since we started. So, Trillionaires Club next time. Awesome. Well, I won't. This is our longest running one, I think. So obviously the guest was fantastic to hold our attention for so long. Thanks so much, guys, and thanks for all the thanks in the comments. And yeah, look forward to seeing you guys possibly next week if you want to come hang. Oh, Danica just got here. Got here late. Appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for joining us. So yeah, anytime, guys. And toodles. Have fun. And I guess I'll see you guys next time.
Take care, guys.